Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really sneaky trap that so many of us fall into. Why that burning desire to make everything perfect might actually be the very thing that's holding you back from real success. So let me ask you this. Have you ever had a brilliant idea, something you were truly excited about? You planned it all out, every single detail was perfect, and then nothing happened? It just fizzled out? It's an incredibly common feeling, and we're about to figure out exactly why it happens. To really get to the heart of this, let me tell you a quick story about two crocodiles. First, let's meet Crook. Crook has a fantastic idea. He's going to sell unique, colorful shells from the riverbank. He's totally convinced this is his ticket to becoming a rich and successful crocodile. But here's the thing. His first step isn't to, find some shells. Nope. His absolute number one priority is to create the most flawless, beautiful masterpiece of a sign. He spends an entire week, a whole week, just agonizing over the font. Okay, so after finally landing on the perfect font in his head, he moves on to his product. But he's not just grabbing any nice shells. He spends a full month hunting for only the rarest, most exquisite, most absolutely perfect shells, tossing aside hundreds of perfectly good ones because, in his words, they don't fit the brand. Now, while all this is happening, here's where the story takes a turn. Another crocodile down the river takes a completely different approach. He finds an old piece of wood, scribbles shell shop on it with a piece of charcoal, gathers a handful of nice, clean shells, and just opens for business. And the result? It's kind of predictable, right? While Crook was still deep in his planning phase, trying to perfect every last detail, the other crocodile's simple little shop was buzzing with customers. He was actually making money. Crook, on the other hand, had a perfect plan and absolutely nothing to show for it. So, Crook's story perfectly illustrates what we call the perfectionism trap. It's this powerful force that keeps so many amazing ideas from ever becoming a reality. Let's break down exactly how this trap works. You can really see the two mindsets laid out here. On one side, you've got Crook. He's completely obsessed with perfection, he's terrified of failure, and he's just stuck in endless planning. But then you have the winner. His focus is just on starting. He knows he'll learn by doing, and he values progress, any progress, over some imaginary idea of perfection. And this is the absolute crucial point. This trap isn't really about having high standards. It's about fear. It's about being paralyzed by the fear of being judged or failing. That perfect plan becomes this really convenient, really comfortable excuse to just never start. Because, hey, if you never start, you can never fail, right? And this paralysis is incredibly expensive. It comes with two huge costs. First, you lose time. While Crook was worrying about fonts, the calendar page is returning. And second, you lose opportunity. Real customers, real feedback, and real money were literally walking right past him. Okay, so if you're listening to this and thinking, yep, that sounds like me, how in the world do you escape this trap? Well, the solution is actually way simpler than you'd think, and our second crocodile already showed us the way. The secret is to build your first version, and the key here is that it's not supposed to be perfect. It's just supposed to be good enough to get started. You build that simple version, you put it out into the real world, you listen to what people actually say, and then, and only then, do you start to improve it. It's a cycle. Build, test, learn, and then make it better. Think about it. That second crocodile probably learned on his very first day that customers didn't care one bit about rare, exotic shells. They just wanted some clean, pretty ones. He learned that in the real world with real customers, while Crook was still stuck in his own imaginary world where everything had to be perfect. But hold on a second. Does this mean perfectionism is always the bad guy? Should we just throw out high standards altogether? Not exactly. It actually has a hidden strength, a kind of superpower if you know how to use it right. I mean, let's be honest, that drive for excellence is a good thing. Having a high attention to detail is what leads to truly superior quality. There's no doubt in my mind that if Crook's shop had ever actually opened, it would have been the most beautiful, highest quality shell shop on the entire river. So here's the trick. You have to completely flip the script. Don't let perfectionism be the bouncer at the door, telling you you're not good enough to even come inside. Instead, make it your coach. Let it be the thing that pushes you to improve and refine once you're already in the game and have something real to work with. This all leads us to one final, incredibly important takeaway. This is the golden rule, not just for starting a business, but for pretty much any project in your life. Here it is. Write this down, tattoo it on your brain, whatever you need to do. Done is always better than perfect. Just internalizing this one simple idea can completely change the game for you. And here's why it's so true. Perfect is a ghost. It's a finish line that moves every time you get close to it. You will never, ever reach it. But done? Done is real. It's a thing that exists in the world. Done gives you experience. Done gives you feedback. And, like our second crocodile found out, done can make you money. So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. What's that one perfect idea that you've been polishing and planning in your head for weeks, months, or maybe even years? And what would it look like to just get a good enough version of it done this week? Thanks for watching.